Good morning, everybody. It's Mark from Blastworks Surface Prep. We're here at one of our customer shops today. We're working on a semi-truck tractor frame. We're been hired to blast, prime, and paint it. And I wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys a couple of things. They have a truck here at their shop that another company had blasted and painted. And what I'd like to do is show you the difference in the paint mill thickness between what they got from this other customer versus what we're able to do with the industrial coatings that we use. So stay tuned. We're going to take you over into the shop and show you what we have. So behind me here is a truck that was done by another shop. I don't know who the shop was. Doesn't really matter who they are. This meter is going to tell us everything we need to know. This meter measures dry film thickness, so we can get an idea of how much paint is actually on the frame of this truck. So let me zoom in and we'll take some measurements. Okay, so one of the things that I'll tell you about this frame is the customer has taken the time to add some paint to the top of the frame around here. You can see they just brushed it on pretty heavy. So I'll show you a couple of readings on where they went over the top of the frame. So you got 5 mils, 4.9, you got 5.1, 3.8, 3.7, and now let's go on the side of the frame where the shop that did this work painted it. 2.1, 4.2. Let's go over here on the spring hanger. 4.2, 2.3. Let's go up here. 1.9, 1.8. So you can clearly see that the DFT meter doesn't lie. It really tells a story of the condition of this frame. 2 mils is not very much paint. So I would suspect that given the climate that we live and work in up here in the Northeast, that this frame is probably going to fail within the first year. So now what I want to do is take you over to the bay where we're working on the truck that we're doing, and I want to show you the difference that industrial coatings make. All right, now this is the truck that we're working on. So this truck has been media blasted to an SSPC SP6, which is considered a commercial blast. There's some areas where it's closer to a white blast. We use crushed recycled bottle glass is their media that we like to use for stuff like this. We did from the cab back, we did all of the suspension components, so the drive axles. We did the frame under the cab and the sleeper, and then we also did the frame up in and around the steer axles. So I'll zoom in the camera here, we'll pull out the DFT meter, and I'll show you the contrast of what we've got on this frame currently right now with just primer. Okay, so now I've shown you that this frame has significantly more paint on it already with just primer. That's the real advantage of using industrial coatings versus fleet style paints. A lot of the shops like to use fleet style paints, or some of them use automotive paints. You really don't get good coverage with those. There's a very high solids content in the products that we use, and what that equates to is mill thickness, and mill thickness is what gives you protection of steel. So I would expect this frame, once we're finished with it, this customer's probably going to get 3 to 5 years out of it, maybe longer if they're diligent with trying to keep it clean. That's really pretty good in this environment. You know, my thinking is, and my philosophy is, these customers, they go through a lot of effort to strip these trucks down to the point where this one is to get it ready to blast. So there's a lot of labor involved in tearing it down and putting it back together. What's the point if in a year and a half or 2 years it's going to be shot again? So that's where I think we have an advantage with the product that we offer to our customers. So if you've got a truck, or you've got a piece of equipment, a dump truck, a loader, any kind of construction equipment that you want to have it blasted properly and coated properly, give us a call.